This is a review of the second set in the Classic Castle line called Knights Tournament. It was released in Europe under the set number 383 in 1979, and then it was released in North America under the set number 6083 in 1981. Now again, the North American set number is a little strange to me since they reused that number for the Samurai Stronghold later in the Ninjas line. So I'm not sure why they didn't just stick for 383 for all territories. Either way, the original retail price was $16, and according to the box, it was 201 pieces. So here we have the instructions, and they're more just like a pamphlet, sort of like we saw for the Knights Procession. So it folds out like this. Can't really get it all in frame here. And there's the back side. So let's go ahead and start building. So here's the completed set, and it's a pretty charming set. Of course, first we're going to take a look at our minifigures, and then we'll come back to the main build. So our first knights here are these pretty standard knights, similar to the ones that we just saw in the Knights Procession. Now they do have a different tri-colored crest on them right there, which is always neat to get more different designs. And then they have these halberds again in light gray, which is pretty rare, as well as the light gray pith helmets. Apart from that, we just got a standard smiley face and standard colors on the arms and legs there. And there are two of these guys to help guard the royalty, so that's cool. Now next up we've got the blue and white horseback knight, and this knight is definitely a lot fancier than the other ones we just saw. For starters, he's got a visor here in red, and then he's got the helmet underneath that is actually just a standard space helmet, although in light gray. And this visor piece does tilt up and down, so you can raise the visor and take a look at his standard smiley face, unsurprising. I like the colors on this guy, and he's also got a new crest here. It's like a reddish brown, dark brown color, and then a brighter red there, split into fours. And so he's got the same pattern on his shield as well as his torso there. And then he's got the brown lance piece to joust with. Now all of these visored knights that we'll see in this set and as well as the Cheese Castle set are very expensive and hard to find, and that is primarily because of their helmet piece here. The classic space helmets are notorious for cracking on the chin there, and then additionally that is not helped by this visor piece here that is actually just like a flimsy, flimsier type of plastic. I don't know how to describe that. So very often these would crack, or the feather would get ripped off, or they would just get crushed. They're not very durable at all. And honestly, to me, it feels more like a prototype element. It seems like something that they should have designed, tried it out on a minifigure, and said it was a good start, but kept working on it. Because I just feel like this is not a very good piece. They fall off very easily because they are like that looser plastic. And like I said, this connection here with the feather is so thin that oftentimes that would just break off through normal use. So definitely through a lot of luck and hunting, I was fortunate enough to be able to get all my knights with their helmets and visors intact. But I know that for a lot of people, when you see these sets for sale, that is not the case at all. So just be on the lookout for that if you're looking for these older sets, is that visor piece is not durable at all. So our second horseback knight here is a more serious looking fellow. He's got this red and black color scheme that's pretty intense. He's also got the black visor there, which I think that this piece does look really good in black. And he's got the same design crest, although it's different colors here. So he's got the lighter red with an orange looking color. I don't know how well that color is showing up. There we go. That's a better look at it. But apart from that, I mean, he's got the same visor piece, same helmet piece, same smiley face. So really just color swaps on these guys. But either way, they do look nice. And they have matching color schemes to their horses, which we'll come back to obviously later. So there are two royalty minifigures that come in this set, and they're sitting in the stands watching the joust. Now, honestly, I think this guy looks a little too plain to be the king, in my opinion. So in my mind, I see him more as the prince figure. He's got the same tricolored symbol that the guard knights have on their chest there. And he's also got this nice, like, gold outlining on it. Apart from that, though, he is just all red, and he's got the standard smiley face. I'm pretty sure that's all they had at the time, as we've seen it a bunch so far. And he's got the pretty standard male brown hair there. And then we've got what I would assume is the princess minifigure. She's got a very large gold necklace around her neck, I guess to denote that she is royalty. Apart from that, she's got white robes, which do look very nice, and then she's got the red hair that's in the Wendy's hair pattern, as I call it. But I believe that that is the first female hairpiece, so pretty cool to have that in red. And then she's got the standard smiley face as well, so really in these days the only differentiation you could make was the hairpiece. Pretty funny to go back this far and see that. So here we have the tournament stands that the royalty would sit in. I really like the colors and patterns that they were able to get out of the top here, especially with the white and red stripes, and the nice use of the inverted slopes down here to make tassels that are sort of hanging over the edge like that. And for the limited amount of pieces that they had at the time, I think it was a pretty good use to get that effect. Now, obviously this is a very colorful build, as all the classic castle sets were, especially with Cheese Castle being bright, bright yellow. So this one right here has got the red banner right here, as well as the white and red tent top up there. And then the whole back is just a blue wall, solid blue. And then, of course, they've got their royal bench or whatever that they sit on. Now the princess is a little bit more elaborate there, so you can tell them apart. And again, these are definitely very simple designs, but for the time, I think they worked perfectly well. Now we've also got these two flagpoles here with their crest and the gold outline, and these are actually just stickers. So you've got stickers on the front and back side for both of them. Now this whole flag piece right here is a single piece. This cylinder piece that looks like it's a separate piece at the end is actually just connected to the rod there, and the flag is part of that as well. Pretty neat pieces, and definitely not something you'd see nowadays. We've also got this really nice tall cypress tree here, and this set is just chock full of like really rare pieces. This cypress tree, I believe, is the most expensive. It's getting close to $20. They used this throughout the 70s, 80s, and just barely into 2001. So it's a pretty rare piece nowadays. And I really wish they would bring it back, because it does help to add a good amount of variety when you've got, you know, just those like small, or I guess you've got the small trees, the medium trees. And I wish they would bring these cypresses back, because that adds for some good variety in my opinion. We've also got this 8x24 base plate in green, which is very hard to find. I had to order overseas to get this one for mine because it was missing it. Thankfully, it's not particularly expensive. It's just, I'm pretty sure it only came in a handful of sets. This plate right here, I believe, is a 6x14, I want to say, white plate. That is also very hard to find, very expensive. So there's a lot of interesting pieces like that that they were using in this set that they didn't really use much after. So that was the stands, and here we have the horses, and I think these are so cute because they are brick-built horses, obviously before LEGO introduced the specialized horse mold. I believe that came out in '84 with the next castle line after this one. So originally they just built them out of slopes and bricks. And again, I mean, obviously this is very simplistic looking, but I think like this, same thing we saw for the roof, you get this nice pattern here where you've got the checkered slopes and bricks going down like this for the barding. And so that was very creative of them, in my opinion, to create something like that. Obviously, the horse does look very stiff and kind of awkward, but that's just what they had at the time, and they made good use of it. And here's the red and black knight. And again, like I mentioned earlier, they have the same color schemes as they have on the horse's barding here. So that's a nice bit of detailing. Now this one right here is got a white horse, and that's probably just so that his barding will stand out a little bit more. So again, we've just got colors going everywhere in this set. They really wanted to liven it up, make sure people knew it was a kids play set. They didn't want to get into the more realistic like gray colors and stuff that we see in later castle lines. So this is a unique collection of 3 sets just because it's so vibrant and colorful and feels a lot more like a toy. But I am appreciative that they went with the more realistic gray castles in the future. One other thing I forgot to mention is that each of the royalty has a mug piece there. And I actually didn't even know that this piece was that old, but it's pretty cool because I'm pretty sure they still use that piece today. So that's awesome to see that that piece was used this far back. So adjusted for inflation, this set would have retailed for $47.90. And current used prices have it at $133.20. Obviously, this is more just a cool piece of Lego Castle history to own, so I wouldn't recommend that you go out and buy this for that much. But either way, I hope you enjoyed my review of it, and let me know what you think of these kind of sets in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.